Hello, Mates, everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. Today is the 28th of May, 2020. And today we're going to cover a couple things. Number one, Lemmy wants to do a video on her channel a little bit too. So we're going to try to get two videos out here. One for me, one for her. And so first thing is a lot of confusions about the stimulus debit card, and some personal comments I'd like to address. Number one, the bank that issued these cards, there's a Senate subcommittee, House subcommittee on the Ways and Means, saying is they had questions about these debit cards, about how they were, who came up with the idea, what's the fees associated with the card? What do you do if you accidentally throw it away? How can you get a replacement? All these questions are fantastic because no one's really those people who threw away their cards did not realize they really threw away their stimulus. Of course, I got direct deposit, so I didn't have that problem. But clearly, no one told anyone that Menta Bank was issuing these payments. People would have been more comfortable if you sent them a Direct Express card. Why you didn't send them to use the existing Direct Express card methods that you already have on file is beyond me. Instead of going with another card and totally throwing everybody for a loop. Also, the subcommittee on oversight wants to know why was there no clear indication about the card. I've got that link to that video and the document. I'm going to grab it, the link for you, and I'm going to post it below because it was actually addressed by another CPA. And I'm going to, he has a copy of the original document, and I will upload it to a link on this one here so you can find it. So the question is why did they use this? Why did they use another debit card when they already have an existing debit card called the Direct Express card? Why did they need to set up a whole nother debit card for a stimulus payment? What's the reason behind this? Our government is terrible. And when it comes to transparency, there is definitely areas where our government has dropped the ball repeatedly on many things. And one of the other things I was stating get was the issue on some vaccines that were being distributed to some hospitals. They just found this out today, that these medications were supposed to be sent to hospitals with patients in ICU cases, and they went to the wrong hospitals, and those hospitals didn't know what to do with the meds, and because they didn't have any COVID-19 cases, or they didn't have an ICU, or they didn't have the refrigeration necessary to store what they were sent from Gilead. So unfortunately, a lot of those doses of medication ended up basically going bad. Very, very bad news for hospitals all over. Okay, not good. Because the hospitals that needed the FDA approved medication didn't get it. Those that didn't need it got it, and some of them that didn't get it or did get it, they also did not have the refrigeration facilities on hand to store a large number of medications, and so those medications are going to go bad, are going to spoil. Not at all a good thing. Again, this is an example of the lack of transparency that sometimes exists in the federal government. So obviously, the Treasury Department came up with this debit card on their own, even though they already had an existing system called the Direct Express card. They came up with their own, another card from Menta Bank, and resulted in people wondering, when the envelope is a white envelope, it says card member services on it, you open it up, you think it's one of those stupid little scams. I get mails like that, there are scams. When you open it up, sure, it's a plastic card, it's a fake plaque, it's a fake bogus card, it's not real. And totally, people didn't know why this company was issuing the cards. No one told them. Okay, so they threw them away. I think it's junk mail, and not realizing that they threw away their stimulus check. NBC News did a story on this. the other CPA channel did a story on this. I'm gonna do a favor. I'm gonna link that channel. I'll make it easy. I'm gonna link his channel below this one, so you can see it and get the 411 from him. What the the House Ways and Means Oversight Subcommittee has said. He explains it better than me. I just to say this is an example of what I call the oh shit, here we go again category. You know, you deal with this crap every day. I have to deal with this every day. Next thing is I have a friend who keeps telling me she's got friends who are getting another $2,000 stimulus already. Let me just say right now, it has not yet passed the Senate, and some Democratic senators are saying is maybe we don't need to do another one. Because and Republicans likewise have said we'd really rather have people come back to work. Well, that's fine, boys and girls. I get it. But you know what? Here's the thing I don't get is I study this stuff every day. I really do. I park my nose in front of that fucking screen every day. I read, I watch, I read, I review, I question. And so let me just explain for some of you who may not understand how a bill is turned from a proposal into law. Okay, now this can happen in either chamber. We're usually thinking, in this case, since we're talking about the HEROES Act, we're going to talk about it in the House first. A recommended bill goes to committee, a subcommittee that reviews the bill, and if they agree with it, there's enough sponsors, it then goes to the House floor. The House floor then votes on it. They usually do a test vote first. The test vote is going to determine if it's even worthwhile bringing it to the floor for a real vote. Gives them kind of like a guideline. Then, after the real vote, which like in the case of the HEROES Act, which it did pass, it passed with a pretty narrow margin, but it passed, okay? Now, it has to go to the Senate. The Senate is going to review this bill. They're going to probably want to make changes to that bill, and then they're going to send their changes back to the House, which then has to re-vote on it again and make sure that it still passes the House. And then if it passes the House, it goes back to the Senate. If they don't change anything in the House, then the Senate will go ahead, bring it to the floor. Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell will then again do their test vote and discussions on it. And then if it looks good, it'll go to the final vote. And once it goes to the final vote, and if it passes, it goes to the president, Donald Trump, which will then sign it into law. Or if he doesn't like it at all, he can veto it. Obviously, that means if it's vetoed, it can still pass if there's 2/3 majority saying that they want to pass it anyway. Okay, now there's an old Schoolhouse Rock video called "It's a Bill." I'm a Bill on Capitol Hill. If you don't understand how this all works, please do watch it. I know it's old. Some of us grew up with Schoolhouse Rock and the ABC in the 70s. We remember that. I'm a Bill on Capitol Hill. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's a cute little thing. Just watch it. It may help you refresh your memory. It's a little simpler than the way I'm explaining it here. That was designed for grammar school kids, so yeah. Still works though. Okay, so then basically there is no second stimulus out now. Okay, the PPP in EIDL. Okay, the PPP. There's a bill renewal for the PPP program that passed the House yesterday. This is for the PPP, Payroll Protection Program. Given extended benefits for 24 weeks, it now has to go through to the Senate. The bill mandated originally that 75% of the requested loan or grant had to be used for businesses' payroll. That's been reduced to 60%. Time period has been increased from 8 weeks to 24 weeks. And Oh boy, this gets fun. And what's even more frustrating for me is an American just watching all this game. It's like watching a chess match. Okay, it's not really exciting seeing these two chess players move chess pieces on a chessboard. You know, obviously, that one player is trying to out-strategy the other guy. So, most Americans, until recently, until these big things come up like this, don't really normally get involved in the political wrangling. And if you do watch this on a regular basis, you know I'm telling you, getting bills passed is not exactly easy. Now, June 1st, Mitch McConnell said it's going to become convening in the Senate at 4 o'clock in the evening. This is going to be when they're going to start talking about legislation. This is not now, not until June 1st. Because right now, they may be open officially, but the actual offices of the congressmen and senators are, and they're talking about what they've got so far in the desks. So they're going to start discussing things like the past House bill to increase the PPP. Okay, right now as it is, it will expire on July 31st, 2020. The stimulus is $600 unemployment for the bonus for unemployment will be expiring on July 31st. Who's going to get it? Are they going to increase that? Are they going to just let that lapse and then just go ahead? And the Senate already has a proposal, maybe to give people an economic incentive to go back to work of $450. It's a proposal. It is not a law. Please don't get them mixed up. I know we throw names around here like the Rice Krispies. Okay, just trying to keep it simple here. Okay, it's not passed yet. The HEROES Act passed the House. It did not pass the Senate. Please don't think it passed the Senate. When it passes the Senate, I will tell you. And I will be very specific. Really, when you can expect your checks. Right now, we have no information on if it's going to pass the Senate or not. Some senators are starting to even some Democrat senators are starting to say, do we really need to do this anymore? Another stimulus, because of the fact is that people are going back to work now. The country's reopening. I don't know. Also in South Korea, the country that had the coronavirus under control, again had to reclose the schools because there's a second wave of coronavirus in South Korea right now. It's not bad yet, but they don't want to get it as bad as it was the first time. So they're closed the schools again and other businesses after they had reopened them. This is what our country doesn't want to do. Our country doesn't want to go through the second wave baloney of reclosing and reopening school. Okay, that's not what we want to do. They think that would be more destructive to the economy than anything else they could do. So, just to put it bluntly, at this point, is Georgia was one of the earlier states to open up. They are seeing some cases of COVID-19 that were missed, and obviously now they're a little better prepared for it, but they're still got to deal with some new cases that showed up. Same things for Connecticut. Right now we're in phase 1. We do have some cases in Connecticut, and they are still out there in existence. The riots in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Somebody let me bring this up on your channel. Do you want to bring it up on your channel? I don't know enough about it to bring it up. You know better than me. And I don't know much. I know that the police officer that choked the guy is now in police custody. He's under arrest. Okay? He's been rearrested. So he's going to have to go through a court. He's going to have to go through arraignment. He's going to have to go through all that shit. It doesn't help the guy's family that has been choked to death. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys. I really don't know what to tell you other than the fact that we have evidence. He was caught in cold blood. There's no excuse for what happened. So he's more than likely is going to go to prison. For how long, I don't know. Okay, I have no idea what's going to happen with it. But here's what I want to talk about. We're rioting. Why do you have to do that? Why did you do that at the time of Rodney King either? That's not the individual store owners that did the crime. Why do you have to riot and ruin the stores? The stores don't even want to be open now because they're afraid. What did this guy do? He was looking at the store for something, as I understand it. I was being followed by police in a store. Probably buying some supplies. Holy shit! And now you're going out there and you're attacking all this. Some big stores like Target and Home Depot say that they're going to close the stores again because they don't want to get attacked again. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this much. Riots are stupid. It doesn't solve a problem. The officer that did it has been apprehended, he has been arrested, he has been charged, and now we got to go through the due process of law, and he will be convicted. Okay? Because we have evidence proving he indeed did do that. And he did not show any remorse when doing it. They might give him the chair. I don't know what Minneapolis will do. They might give him the chair. But the thing is, that doesn't mean he's right for you to go ahead and trash someone's private property because you're mad at the Minneapolis Police Department for what they did. That's not the answer. Going in, and they also went and invaded the police precinct and set fire to it as well. Holy crap. Don't you think that's a little bit much? But I can certainly see the frustration, especially since the racial inequity has been a reoccurring problem in this country for many, 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 many decades in this country. Ever since, I would say that inequality between the whites and the blacks has existed even prior to the Emancipation Proclamation that freed the slaves. Okay, so you guys gotta realize that this is not a new problem. The civil rights riots of the 60s, the Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, trying to bring equality to the masses of people of all races, colors, genders. It's still a good thing to have equality. But some people will never, ever want that. Okay, I'm not one of them. I do want equality. I want everybody to live free and be safe and be comfortable and live happily ever after. I really believe in that. But unfortunately, there are people in this country that, because of racial pride, will not allow that to happen. And this is an example of what I'm talking about when I see this racial inequity where we start rioting against companies that did nothing wrong. Wow. Dig this shit, huh? All right, now I will find out more about that as I can. Okay, it's not normally my kind of thing to cover that kind of material, but please stop rioting, stop destroying stores, help the stores, buy products from them, don't steal from them, don't destroy windows. Just understand that now the stores are victims too. They're already being victim because of COVID-19. Now they're being victim because somebody's smashing their windows. Holy crap. A store can't deal with this. This is not acceptable. Next thing, as I said, is that people will need to be careful to watch out for scams about these stimulus checks. Officially, there's only one check officially out for $1,200. At this time. Okay? It will be distributed officially by 3 means. I can actually add a fourth in here. 1, direct deposit. 2, by mail check. Okay? 3, direct express card holders. And now for this new other debit card from the IRS. Okay? The new check comes from payment method comes from Menta Bank. It says card member services on the envelope. It does not say anything about stimulus. It doesn't say anything about the Internal Revenue Service. It says nothing about the Treasury Department. When you open it up, there's a letter explaining how you activate the card. You have to give the last 6 digits of your Social Security number to activate this card. And then that $1,200 is yours. What the IRS should have done is they should have given you a Direct Express card instead and give you similar instructions, and it should have been in an envelope at least saying from the United States Treasury. Just so you know, that was, again, a boneheaded decision made by the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Who came up with this idea? Why did we have to have a whole other prepaid card when we already had one? It's beyond me. Just to know that we do have it. If you have direct deposit, or you already have a Direct Express card, you should get the money on your Direct Express card or your direct deposit. You may get a paper check or you may get this other card. Please check your mail before you think it's spam and throw it in the garbage can, okay? Just check it. Open it up and look at it. If you think it's official but you're not sure, call the number, find out the answers from them, because they didn't even say anything on the envelope that was from the U.S. Treasury. That's an example. So that's what a lot of people were accidentally throwing away their $1,200 stimulus checks, and then which were on debit cards, thinking they were spam. And now they have to figure out how they're going to get paid because no one told them that they were going to get on a debit card. So if you did get a debit card, or you think you got the debit card, check it out and call the number and see. Obviously, if they have the first 3 digits of your social, and then they ask you for the last 4 or 6 digits, then you should be all set. At least you can guarantee it's more or less right. But there should be a way that people can also reclaim those payments. That's what the Oversight Committee wants and asked. 7 Democrats in the Senate or on the House Oversight Committee for the Ways and Means Committee had asked us, what is the rules? Why was this done? Who came up with this idea? Why is it not more easily documented? Etc., etc. I will post a link to the other CPA that talks about this so that you can go back and look through all my watched videos. They're in the 2020 watched videos. I've been covering everything in the 2020 watched videos for this year. Every year now, since 2016, we have been covering news articles and things in the playlists. So 2020's playlist is not just my videos, it's also news articles that I found newsworthy from YouTube in the 2020 playlist for 2020, just as there was one for 2019 and 2018 and 2017 and 2016. So that makes it easy. You guys can go back and look. It's like you can call it like an anthology. It covers things that I felt were important enough to be kept on file for posterity, so you can go back and look at it. Of course, sometimes news articles do expire or they remove them, and so the playlists may get messages about deleted videos, or it's probably more than likely it's because that original news provider had decided to retract their story. So you just got to keep an eye on it. We are gaining more subs. Thank you very much for the subs. I much appreciate that. We're going to be covering more material soon. Also, we will be live tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The vet's appointment has changed. So if you wanted to know if we're going to be live at 1 o'clock on Saturday, we will be. The vet appointment, my physical doctor's appointment, the telemed, was changed to 3rd. Also, my cat's doing fine, and I'm a Rusty. We don't know where Fame is still, and I need the money that I was going to pay for the vet for other things. So unfortunately, I had to cancel Rusty's shots, but it turns out that Rusty's shots are still valid at this point, at least for this year. Other than that, it's just an example of the kind of life that happens in the world. It is called life unscripted for a reason. I never know what my plans are going to be next week or tomorrow even. Just to know is that we will be covering news and views and information I hope you can use as well. Thanks, Chris Perello, for that cute little slogan. News, views, and information you can use. Or I changed it to news, views, information I hope you can use. Let's see how we go from there. Lumi wants to do a video on her channel. I gotta get ready to get over there. So let me go ahead and find that link to that other CPA's story about the stimulus, and then I will get back to you and share it with this link. But for now, guys, thank you for watching. See you Saturday at 1 o'clock. Don't do anything stupid, okay? Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.